chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
That's on it. It's on it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
The prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. Definitely he is.
Right now. Number one, this is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has finally revealed his intentions to return in 2026. He also confirmed that his first commitment will be this year in the highly publicized fight with Mike Tyson, but clarified it will only be an exhibition. What drew attention was his disclosure that after Tyson, he is preparing for a professional bout, possibly with Terence Crawford. Mayweather stated discussions are ongoing for a legitimate sanctioned fight and stressed that both he and his team are working diligently to make this comeback official.
Everything is going great. I feel good. Working hard each and every day, and I can't wait for 2026.
When discussions about dream fights arise in boxing, one name always remains at the forefront: Floyd Mayweather. Even in retirement, his influence overshadows much of the sport, and debates about whether he could defeat today's champions never seem to fade. Recently, Robert Garcia provided a sharp reality check on the notion of Mayweather facing Terence Crawford. Garcia emphasized that while Mayweather's career is filled with unparalleled success, he never achieved what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao did, becoming undisputed champions. Still, Garcia admitted that his admiration for Mayweather's skill and charisma makes him lean toward choosing Floyd to win, if such a dream matchup ever happened.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. There's still greats out there. There's still, his era or last era, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia didn't hesitate to highlight the unique accomplishments that distinguish Crawford. Crawford has achieved what Mayweather never did: unify every belt in a division. Manny Pacquiao, too, earned accolades across multiple weight classes with undisputed recognition. Garcia noted that this is where Floyd's record seems incomplete. Mayweather dominated his opponents, stayed undefeated, and secured legendary wins, but undisputed status remained elusive. For Garcia, this doesn't diminish Floyd's greatness, but it does underscore that Crawford belongs in discussions as one of the sport's most complete fighters. Despite recognizing Crawford's achievements, Garcia relied on his first-hand experience in the sport to explain why he would pick Floyd to win. He argued that Floyd's defense, timing, and ring IQ were simply on another level.
I'd probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. Definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. That's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. All these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Adito emphasized that there are 2 versions of Floyd Mayweather, both equally legendary. On one hand, there was Pretty Boy Floyd, the bold young fighter who dismantled opponents with speed, aggression, and crisp combinations. On the other hand, Money Mayweather became the entrepreneur, the master of defense, and the pay-per-view king who built boxing's biggest empire. Allow described Floyd as a genius who crafted not only his fighting style, but also his persona, ensuring that both versions carried their own charisma. Pretty Boy Floyd won fans by taking risks and delivering knockouts, while Money Mayweather captivated audiences with mind games, technical brilliance, and the ability to turn fights into global spectacles. Together, both sides of Floyd's career left an imprint on boxing that few can rival, making him more than just a fighter, but also an architect of the sport's modern business model.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, And Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking, I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it, right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was like, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Bredman Edwards had a different perspective on the discussion. Choosing to dismiss the idea of Floyd Mayweather versus Terence Crawford, he argued that such a matchup feels contrived and unnecessary, as Crawford deserves to enjoy his current success without being constantly measured against legends from the past. Edwards added that if Floyd truly wanted a crossover spectacle, a fight with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense because of the names involved and the fan curiosity it would spark. In his view, Crawford is in his prime and should be celebrated for what he is achieving now, rather than being dragged into fantasy debates. Edwards stressed that pitting him against Floyd not only undermines Bud's moment, but also distracts from the historical significance of his accomplishments. For him, boxing needs to stop chasing impossible matchups and instead let Crawford stand as the symbol of greatness in his own time.
Right now, number one, this is his generation, this is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, that, he know.
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
Too early? You like to see a rematch?
Not a rematch. Rematches always sound good. But in a rematch, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I think so.
Sean Porter weighed in on the strange announcement of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, calling it a potential brawl rather than a sanctioned boxing event. He explained that there is real animosity between Floyd and Mike, with both men harboring long-standing resentment toward each other. Porter suggested that their feud could make the fight personal, something that transcends skill and strategy. Because of that, he questioned whether boxing authorities would sanction such a clash in any official capacity. According to him, the spectacle might generate excitement, but it could also cross boundaries that the sport does not want to see crossed. For Porter, the risk of chaos outweighs the appeal, making him doubtful that the fight will ever happen inside a proper ring. Several analysts also expressed frustration over the trend of exhibition fights involving legends like Floyd, Mike Tyson, and even Jake Paul. They argued that these events are less about competitive boxing and more about drawing attention with big names.
See, never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win, but if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, how the fights would go, and, but I I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made. They kind of two different eras though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
Many pointed out that fans did not even enjoy the spectacle of Jake Paul's fights, questioning why boxing continues to rely on retired icons instead of promoting the stars of today. To them, this indicates a weakness in the current generation of fighters who are unable to capture mainstream attention independently. Analysts fear that if this persists, boxing will lean too heavily on nostalgia, drifting away from its roots of authentic competition.
Really? So they're not trying to knock each other out?
No, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. They have not liked each other forever.
Tyson and Mayweather?
Yes.
But they like
Mike Tyson and Mayweather don't like each other.
Huh.
If there's a fight that might be real, like where Mike Tyson might say, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out, or I'm going to try to knock this motherfucker out.
It would be Floyd? They wouldn't fight.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight, no disrespect, and if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect.
Yeah.
They look like they were sparring.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah.
I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements. Really? If there was a moment
They've
to
had beef
crack.
for years.
Yeah. If there was a moment to really, could he hit him? I mean, that little motherfucker can move still. At 50 years old, he's so slick.
Yep.
He's still in shape. He's still fit.
They're both old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
But this is the boxing.
How old is Mayweather?
67.
Dude, Bernard
49?
Hopkins was
49.
still at the best in the world at 50.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible.
That doesn't mean shit, though. With this. Because he was active fighting contenders.
Kentucky's got Gomez on the ground.
You're talking about two retired guys.
Yeah.
Fighting the
that's
exhibition.
so
It's just
weird.
money grabs.
It's so weird,
Yeah,
though.
it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. It's something to watch.
I'll hate on it, but I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'll tune in. It's but it's not really fighting.
So Jake Paul's not going to actually be trying to knock out Gervonta Davis.
There's a reason it says exhibition.
If I had a guess. Yeah. The event itself would be a world-class venue, be presented to a global audience with new in-ring technology elements that will reshape how boxing is presented and scoring is achieved for years to come. What does that mean?
That shit has Abu Dhabi written all over it.
What does that mean? This is Tyson versus Mayweather. What does that mean? Where are they doing that? Are they doing that in Saudi Arabia?
But of course. Because they have all the money.
My friend.
And they just go, what do you want to see? I'd always like to see Floyd Tyson.
Who wants to fight an alligator?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next